Hello dear student. Now today we will discuss our seventh question of NCERT exercise. In this question, let's read. A ball is gently dropped from a height of 20 meter. If its velocity increases uniformly at the rate of 10 meter per second square, with what velocity will it strike the ground? After what time will it strike the ground? Okay. A ball is gently dropped from a height of 20 meter. This height is 20 meter. And this ball is dropped from here. Let us suppose this thing, and its velocity increases uniformly at the rate of 10 meter per second square. Okay, when we are dropping, suppose you are dropping one ball towards the ground, then definitely its speed will increases, and that speed increases at the rate of 10 meter per second square. In this question, it means that in this question we have given acceleration, that is 10 meter per second square. Acceleration is 10 meter per second square. Okay, and unit is also SI unit, so no problem in unit. One thing is given, that downward acceleration is 10 meter per second square. Okay, now second thing, height is 20 meter. It means that when a body will move from this point to this point, okay, then it will cover total distance of 20 meter. So in this question we have distance is 20 meter, and this is also in SI unit. No need to change. Okay, so we have given distance or height, that is 20 meter. 20 meter and 10 meter per second square. Okay, now another thing we should remember, that we have to find out the velocity, that will it strike the ground. Okay, so suppose ball is here and it is coming downwards, so we will assume this thing, that initial velocity of ball here, that is 0. Initial velocity of ball is 0, and we have to find final velocity. Okay, it means that we have to find v. In this question we have initial velocity, that is 0, we have total distance covered, that is 20 meter, and we have acceleration, that is 20 meter per second square. Now we have to find v. So we have already discussed about three equation of motion, which are v equal to u plus at, s equal to ut plus half at square, and v square equal to u square plus 2as. So we will use one equation of motion from these three equation of motion. As we know this thing, that we have to find v in this question, so we will use third equation of motion. Okay, we will use third equation of motion, which is v square equal to u square plus 2as. It should be plus. Okay, v square equal to u square plus 2as. V square equal to u square plus 2as. This is third equation of motion. We will use this equation. From here we can find the value of v. We have put it all values to a. Acceleration is 10 meter per second square. Total distance covered, that is 20. Initial velocity is 0. So we can find v, that is 400 meter per second square, that is v square. So we can get value of v. V will be 20 meter per second. So we can say from here that the velocity of 20 meter per second will it strike the will strike the ground. Now in second part we have to find out after what time will it strike the ground. We have to find out the time taken by the ball to strike the ground. So now we have v, we have initial velocity u0. Okay, now we can use our first equation of motion for that, v equal to u plus at. For this we have v also. We can put value of v, that is 20 meter per second, and we know about u in this question, that is 0, and about acceleration we know about 10 meter per second square. So we have three things, v, u and a. We can find out the value of t. Okay, we can find out the value t equal to v minus u upon a. We will put all value here and we will get our answer. So we can do this question like that. Got it? In this question, let's revise this question. It is asking about a ball is gently dropped from a height 20 meter. Okay, suppose ball is dropped from height this, and this height is 20 meter. That is in SI unit, no problem. Its velocity increases uniformly at the rate of 10 meter per second square. It means that acceleration is 10 meter per second square. With what velocity will it strike the ground? We have to find out the velocity with which it will strike the ground. Okay, so in this question we should know one thing, that initial velocity of that ball is 0. We know S, we have A, then we will directly use third equation of motion. We will put all these values there, then we will get V, which is 20 meter per second. Now another thing we have to do, after what time will it take strike the ground? We have to find out T, then we will use first equation of motion and we will get our answer. Okay, this is 7th question. Now at first I will discuss ninth question. Okay, 9th and 10th, then we will discuss about 8th question. 9th question, state which of the following situations are possible and give an example for each of these. First, an object with a constant acceleration but with zero velocity. Second, an object moving in a certain direction with an acceleration in the perpendicular direction. Okay, state which of the following situations are possible and give an example for each. An object with constant acceleration, but it is asking about, he wants to find out such situation which are possible for these examples. First example is this, when an object with a constant acceleration but zero velocity. You have to give such type of example. In that example the velocity should be 0 but acceleration should be constant. You should know one thing. Okay, when suppose that when we throw a ball vertically upward, we have ball, we are throwing it vertically upward. At one point, suppose at this point, this is its a maximum height, it is gaining. After this it will definitely come back to earth. So at this point, what is the condition at this point? At this point its velocity is 0. Okay, at this point its velocity is 0 and its acceleration towards the earth, that will be acceleration due to gravity. We will explain it on also gravitation chapter. But at this point its velocity is 0 but it has acceleration towards the center of the earth. Okay, so we can say one thing, in this time its velocity is 0, it is in rest condition, its velocity is in 0, but it wants to move to ground with an acceleration, and that is constant, that value is constant. Always remember one thing, that in earth that is almost 9.8 meter per second square. This is the acceleration due to gravity always. Okay, so in this question you can say an object with a constant acceleration can still have the zero velocity. For example, when a body is thrown vertically upward in space, then at the highest point the body has zero velocity but the acceleration of the body will be equal to the acceleration due to gravity. Now second one, an object moving in a certain direction with an acceleration in the perpendicular direction. So this is an example, and we have to write situation, we have to discuss about the situation when this condition will fulfill. Okay, an object moving a certain direction with an acceleration in the perpendicular direction. Okay, so remember this thing, whenever we move in a circular path, whenever we move in a circular path or any body moves in a circular path, what happen at that moment of time? It has definitely a direction. You will see here direction is this. Okay, direction is this, like that, direction is this, and acceleration always towards the center, like it, always toward the center, and these are the perpendicular to each other. So in this question you can say when a body moves with a velocity along the circular path, okay, it change its velocity due to change in direction of motion. And this is an example of accelerated motion, where acceleration is always perpendicular to direction of motion of an object at a given distance. Okay, so in a circular, when a body moves in a circular path, or you can say that when an athlete moves along the circular path, at that moment of time it has some direction, but the acceleration is always perpendicular to it. Okay, now question number 10. An artificial satellite is moving in circular orbit of radius this. Calculate its speed if it takes 24 hours to revolve around the earth. An artificial satellite is moving in a circular orbit of radius 42250 kilometer. Okay, we have radius that is in kilometer. At first we will convert it into meter, as we already discussed about it should be in SI unit. So SI unit of radius or distance, that is meter. We will convert it into meter at first. Then calculate its speed if it takes 24. We have to find a speed, and the time is 24 hour. We can convert time also in second by 60 into 60. It is converted into second. Okay, now we have total distance. We can find total distance and we have total time. Then we can find the speed. As we know that we have formula speed equal to distance upon time. How can we find out the value of distance in a circular path? That is 2 pi r. If we want to find out the value of distance covered in a circular path from this point to this point again, so we will find the circumference of that circle. Circumference formula for circumference is 2 pi r. We will use that formula 2 pi r and we can get our answer. Got it? This is distance. We can get distance from here 2 pi r. We have r, 2 we know, pi that is constant value, that is 22 upon 7. And time is 24 hours. We can convert it into second. So 2 pi r upon t. Speed equal to distance upon time. Distance is 2 pi r, time is t, 2 pi r upon t. We will put all value here and we will get our answer, which is 3073.74 meter per second. We have to solve this one. Then now we will see what is the answer. Okay. Okay, dear students, now look at this question number 8, which is last question. In this question, the speed time graph for a car is shown in figure. Okay, like we have graph. It's asking about find how far does the car travel in the first 4 seconds. We have speed time graph. Remember this thing. This term is speed here and this is time. And it is asking about distance covered by that car in 4 seconds. Set the area on the graph that represents the distance traveled by the car during the period. In 4 seconds, in this graph, we have seen that that is also shaded. So at first we will solve our first part. No problem in this one. We should remember one thing always. If we have to find the distance in speed time graph, definitely we can find. How? Because we know one thing, that if we have speed time graph, we already discussed about it. Suppose this is a speed and this is time and this is a graph like that. So how can we find the distance? By area. If we will find area between those curve, then we will find the distance covered by that body. How? Because you can see here, in this example I made triangle. How? And area of triangle is base, half base into height. This is base, this is height, time into speed equal to distance. Okay, so from speed time graph, if we have to find distance, then we will find out the area under the curve of speed time graph. So if it is asking about in 4 seconds how distance it covered, so we can do one thing. We will find out the area of this shaded part. Okay, we will find the area of this shaded part from 0 to 4 seconds. Then we will get our answer. But how can we find out the area of this thing? This is very important. we have to see it closely, and we can see there are number of squares. Almost, if we will count it, then we will find that there are 56 full square and 12 half squares. Okay, 12 half square means 12 upon 2, that is 6 full square. Total will it will be 62 square. Total 62 squares we have. Then we will find the area of 62 squares. So for finding the area of 62 squares, at first we will find area of 1 square. How can we find area of 1 square? So from here you can see in 5 square. Okay, this one 1 2 3 4 5. In 5 square you can see from here 5 square equal to 2 second. We can say this thing, 5 square equal to 2 second. How can we say this thing? Look here, 0 to 2 second, count these squares. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 squares. It means that in 2 seconds means 5 squares, we can say. So we can say 5 square means 2 upon 5 second. Same thing we will do in speed term. Okay, on speed axis you can say there are 3 squares equal to 2 meter per second. 1 2 3, 3 squares mean 2 meter per second. So for 1 square, we can do 2 upon 3. For 1 square, speed is 2 upon 3 meter per second. So for 1 square we have time 2 upon 5. For 1 square we have speed 2 upon 3. When we will multiply these two terms, then we will get area of that square. Okay, it will be 4 upon 15 meter square. Okay, then we can find the area of 62 square by multiplying it with 62. Then we will multiply by 62, then it will be 16.53 meter, 16.53 meter. Okay, that is the distance traveled by body. Remember this thing. Okay, now another part of this question is, which part of the graph represent the uniform motion of the car? So in this graph you can see here that for uniform motion in speed time graph, speed should be constant. In this part we can see speed is regularly increasing, but from this part A to B, we can say A to B speed remains constant, which is 6 meter per second. So from A to B case, speed will remain constant. It means that in this case it is in uniform motion. Okay, so we can say from A to B, which part of the graph represents the uniform motion of the car? A, B part shows the uniform motion of the graph. Remember this thing. Okay, so in first part, what we have done one thing, that we have to find distance from 0 to 4 second. Then we have to find the area between that curve, or we have to find area between these shaded area, and we found that how? By area of squares. As we know, there are total 62 squares. We get area of 1 square, then we get area of 62 square, which is equal to distance traveled by that body between 0 to 4 second. Okay, like that we can do these questions. Thank you.